Zionist spokesmen do not represent world Jewry. How many people, I thought Ahmadinejad of Iran is supposed to be the great demon of all Jewish people. Ah, look at it. The demonization comes from Rothschild Zionism. We've been totally misled about what it is. Rothschild dynasty created Israel. It paid for the first people out of Europe to go and people Israel after the war. It paid for the building of the Knesset. It paid for the building of the Supreme Court building with all its Illuminati symbols all over it. And some of the people who've broken out of the family, I quote one of them in my book, have actually said, and as I've been saying for years because it's bloody obvious, that Israel is not the homeland of Jewish people, it is the fiefdom of the Rothschild dynasty, created out of Rothschild Zionism, a secret society. And Rothschild Zionism has been used via Israel to devastate, slaughter, torture an entire nation of human beings, while claiming to be against terrorism. This is the dictionary definition of genocide: the systematic and widespread extermination or attempted extermination of an entire national, racial, religious or ethnic group. Never can what is happening in Palestine and Gaza have been described so accurately. More and more people killed through war, killed through bombing attacks, killed through shootings, killed through lack of food and adequate medical care. Gaza, the most crowded piece of land on earth, is little more, ironically, than a concentration camp. And the world looks on. This is the face of Palestine. Well, tell me what you see. Combat boots. Here, another terrorist 5-year-old. And all the time, Palestinian homes are being demolished in occupied land and given over to these extremist settlers who believe that they have a right to it because it says so in some bloody Bible. And then we've got this wall, security fence, which has taken great tracts of Palestinian land, all against international law and all the rest of it. And here is a children's playground being sacrificed as the wall continues, security fence continues its endless way. This green is Palestinian land in 1946. Then we see what has happened since. This is 2000. We're in 2010 now. It's much smaller than that. What was I saying? The systematic and widespread extermination or attempted extermination of an entire national, racial, religious or ethnic group. And I say to these Rothschild Zionists, don't you bloody dare talk about racism of others when you are behind this. Israel is an apartheid society. Not just between Israelis and Palestinians, but through Israeli society. It's incredibly apartheid. The way they treat the black Jews from Ethiopia is absolutely grotesque. As is spokesmen doing that, then talking about other people's racism. We've got to go for that. I mean, and people, Jewish people, have seen it. You can see what it is. There's some fantastic Jewish people in Israel who are resisting this. Young people who go to jail because they won't serve in the army because of what the army's doing to the Palestinians. Magnificent people who never get talked about in the mainstream media hardly. And no matter what is said about Israel, this is Israel's response. Why? Because Israel is the fiefdom of the Rothschild dynasty, which also controls the American administration, the British administration, and so Rothschild's one arm is not going to criticize Rothschild's other arm. In the Matrix movie there's something called the Zion mainframe. Well, Zionism, Rothschild Zionism, is in so many ways a mainframe of this network. And it pervades all the way through. And it's not about, oh, these Jewish people here and these Jewish people there. It's Rothschild Zionists who are there, and they answer to the Rothschild dynasty. Therefore, they play out the agenda of the web in a coordinated way.
Evet, İngiliz gazeteci, yazar, dünya birçok kitapları var.
Sporcu, evet.
Milyonlar satıyor ve biraz sonra ikinci bölümü de yayınlayacağız. Rothschild hanedanlığını, dünyayı nasıl sömürdüğünü, Amerika'da Yahudi nüfusun 0.2 olduğunu ama bu 0.2 Yahudi nüfusun büyük bölümünün İsrail'e ve Siyonizme karşı olduğunu, baktığında Amerika'yı yöneten grubun
nasıl bir oyun bu, değil mi o zaman?
0.2'nin bile altında olduğunu, aynı şekilde İsrail'de de bir sürü Yahudi gencin bu İsrail devlet terörüne ve Siyonizme karşı ayaklandığını ve hapislerde yattığını anlatıyor. Ama diyor bunu bu Siyonist medya yazmaz diyor. Her gün yazmaz, yazar mı? Nasıl bir hanedan?
Yazmaz değil, yazma imkanı bulamaz. Söyleme imkanı bulamaz. Şimdi benim bildiğim bir şey, şimdi bu aile öncelikle şunu yapar. Bu aileyi işaret etmeye kalktığı zaman yazılarında, kitaplarında, filmlerinde, tiyatrolarında sen hemen komplocu olursun. Ve bu yerleşik düzen öncelikle seni boykot eder. Seni iter. Sen aklını yemiş bir insan figürü olarak ortada dolaşırsın. Para kazanamazsın. Yazamadığın, çizemediğin ve film çekemediğin için de insanlarla buluşamazsın. Bunların birinci modeli budur. Ve bu model düne kadar çok büyük iş yaptığı için kimse çıkıp bunları konuşamadı. Fakat dünyada sayıları az olsa da çok akıllı çocuklar var. Ve bu insanları, bu aileleri A'dan Z'ye kadar çözdü. Fakat hala tedavüle girmekte zorlanıyorlar. Burası İstanbul ve Türkiye. İstanbul, Türkiye'nin yükünün